G'day, ZiggyD here with some Path of Exile news. Path of Exile has just received the huge patch 0.9.12, and as if to celebrate, they're having another open beta weekend. The open beta weekend will allow you to play the game for 2 and a bit days without having to buy a supporters pack for a closed beta access key. It starts at 5 PM PDT on Friday the 14th of September and ends at 11:59 PDT on Sunday the 16th. To maximise your playtime if this is your first time with the game, you can pre-download the game client beforehand from the official website. There will be a link in the description below. So on to the patch. To start off with, there are 2 new abilities being added, the bow skill Ice Shot and the spell Arctic Breath. Both of these are filling a bit of a gap in diversity for ice element users. Next up we have 2 new passive keystones. The first is Vile Pact, which causes Life Leech to become an instantaneous heal, and the second one is one that I'm pretty excited about for my Shadow build, and it is the Keystone Ghost Reaver, which converts lifesteal from skills and weapons into energy sealed regeneration. This should work very nicely with my Chaos Inoculated Lightning Shadow. In line with these Keystone additions, the passive tree has also been rebalanced and redesigned. In other new content, there are 4 new legendaries being added to the game. I don't have too much information on these, but I know that one of these was designed by Notch of Minecraft fame, and it is supposedly a bow, so I guess it isn't a pick of destiny. There have also been 2 changes to quest lines in the first 2 acts. The first is the addition of a bridging quest that beckons you onto the second act, rather than leaving it to you to figure it out. This bridging quest also rewards you with a free skill point. The second quest line change is actually the addition of a quest to kill the Vile Oversoul. In other changes in 0.9.12, the minion AI has been improved. Minions that follow should now attack mobs within a radius of the player or within a radius of relevant casted spells. Hopefully this should make summoner builds much more viable. Another feature change has been an improvement to the way information is displayed when you hover over items. Socket visuals have also been modified to be smaller and easier for colorblind players to recognise. The next change to features is one that I am a real fan of, and it is that arrows are now real projectiles which can be dodged with good timing. This is going to be very cool for PvP, but it's also something that I'm just a fan of in general. Prior to this, bow attacks were essentially just ranged melee attacks, and the arrow animation was just for looks. There are a ton of other small feature changes, but let's move on to some of the major balance changes. In a big change for cutthroat events, Phase Run has now been made available to all classes as a reward choice for the Medicine Chest quest. This should double the domination of classes that previously had early access to phase run in cutthroat events. Next up, the base weapon damage for slower weapons has been buffed to make them much more competitive with faster weapon options. In another personal favourite balance change, mobs that cast Cold Snap now need to be 50% closer to the player before they can cast it. This is a great change because Cold Snap was essentially an unavoidable nuke that really punished more fragile builds. There are a ton more changes in the patch, but these are the ones I consider to be noteworthy. If you want to find out more, then there'll be a link in the description to the official patch notes. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on the upcoming patch, and whether if you're not already playing the game, you'll be playing in the beta weekend. That's it for today, I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.